Shall we start? Lokesh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can start.
It's fine. So good evening. Good evening, everyone. I hope it is audible and clear. So I welcome all of you for this webinar, a guiding session on how to become IGBC Accredited Professional. So this may be applicable for teaching faculty and pre-final year and final year students as well. So from Innovel, we have been offering sustainability related webinars since the month of April. So we are offering webinars for free of cost. So then and then we may have a paid webinar so that to attract a very specific and demandful audience. And we are also offering a monthly based sustainability related webinars, and most of them will be free of cost so that you can enrich your knowledge in sustainability domain, especially with respect to the construction sector. So as part of those webinar series, this is our first paid webinar, so focusing on knowledge dissemination for generating more green professionals. So we shall start now. So this would be myself, Saravanan, basically IGBC Accredited Professional, IGBC Accredited Faculty, and Lead Green Associate. And before this, I have been working in academics for more than 8 years. And all these are my technical credentials with the NPTL, research article publications, patenting, and I am currently pursuing my PhD as well from NIT Warangal. And currently, I am working as a senior sustainability engineer, low carbon strategies R&D division at Innovel. So before proceeding into the webinar, let us know something, very basics about our company, Innovel. So we are Innovel Engineering Internationals, and we are based in Sivakasi, and we have our branches in Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad, and Dhaka, that is Bangladesh. And we started in 2013, and since then we have been growing up with our manpower and ambitious goals. And this is our toppers, right? So our beloved Gunasegaran sir, and with a special mention, Thale Selvam sir, Deputy Manager Corporate Sustainability. And Innovel is actually providing consultancy for sustainability, BIM, and other sectors. And very specifically, in regarding green building certifications, we have been recognized by USGBC as lead proven provider. So this is being provided for a continuous commitment for making buildings greener with more number of platinum certifications. And of course, Innovel itself is being certified by EcoVadis with the bronze medal for their sustainable behavior with respect to their operations. And of course, we have been certified by ISO related management standards regarding integrated quality things. And this is what we have been offering. So MEP service, HVAC, electrical, plumbing, and fire protection system designing. Then BIM, and in sustainability. In sustainability, we have been providing consultancy services for green building certifications and carbon reductions program and energy auditing. So in green building, we are focusing on LEED, IGBC, GRIHA, and WELL. And this is our market segments. Like we have been here for more than 10 years. So our projects have been in all different building topologies. And with respect to the sustainability regame, this is our abstract in LEED, in IGBC, and GRIHA, and WELL. These are the numbers. And these are our prestigious clients from India and abroad. And this is our head office at Sivakasi, which itself is being certified by LEED Platinum in existing interiors category. So we have been practicing what we are preaching, and this is to contact. So for any sustainability BIM services and MEP services, and now we have been starting with low carbon services as well. So you can contact and you can share the information with your relevant circle. So about the today's webinar. So how to become a IGBC AP. So that at the end of this webinar, participants are expected to understand the emerging scope of green building sector in India and abroad. Then they should be able to interpret the significance of green credentials in the green building related employment opportunities. So this is the two objectives of today's webinar. So our slides and our stories are going to be towards these two objectives only. And the slides have been categorized into 4 slices. First, we will be talking about introduction to green buildings. What is it? What is not? Then we will be moving into IGBC regame and what is IGBC, what they are providing, why this accredited professional status is important. And in the third segment, we will be talking about the core, the exam and preparation, all those things. And finally, we will be talking about employment opportunities and scope beyond IGBC AP. Right? So I hope shall start now. In case in mid of the session you have any question, any clarifications you want, you please use chat box. We will be answering there. And you can also unmute yourself and you can raise your question. So green building, we are actually have been hearing this term for very long. We may say that since 2000, we might be hearing about this particular term, green building. So what is green building? We may plainly believe that, okay, which is good for the environment, that's all, right? So that is green building. But technically speaking, it covers multidisciplinary aspects which focuses goodness towards the environment. So what are those multidisciplinary aspects? Site selection, water efficiency, energy consumption, material choices, and indoor air quality and occupant well-being. So these 5 are the basic pillars of green building concept anywhere. So you can, if you are going into Singapore, if you are going into Australia, if you are moving towards Europe, all the green building concepts are focusing on these 5 elements basically. In some places, the parameters might be dealt very in-depth manner. Somewhere people might not deal to a particular parameter. That is based on their the location and their climatological preferences, right? So if you go and inquire about the parameters of green building in London, they may not be talking about what to say, the energy, or they may not be much worried about materials. because their material choice is so much different with our own material choice for any green building. India and London, I am talking about, right? So this is what a green building basically. It's a conglomeration of interdisciplinary aspects. So it talks about site selection, it talks about water efficiency within the building, it talks about energy consumption, and it deals about material. So if you see these 5 elements, we can have 2 phases of these 5 elements, which means prior to the construction of that green building and after the construction of that green building. So what are the elements will become prior and what are the elements will come after that, you can understand. So the site selection, the material would come prior to the construction of the building, and water efficiency, energy and indoor air quality will come afterwards the construction of the building. So that's what you should be able to understand. So it would be like material will be focusing on embodied energy and site selection, and all the rest of 3 elements will be focusing on operational energy, right? So green building, fine. Now I can understand, but in market or in public domain, we have similar terms are there, which we would normally get confused with this green building. What are they? Smart building, net zero building, and all those things. So what is the difference? So this is how we can differentiate between different building topologies. Like conventional building is there, then smart building, then net zero energy building, then green building. So if you see the parameters which defines these individual building typology, we can understand what is green building, what is not. So what are the parameters? Conservation of natural resources, using less water, optimize the energy usage, then waste management, then indoor air quality. So if you see conventional building, it's just convention itself. So there is no much focus on any of these parameters. But if you take smart building, among these 5 parameters, the water efficiency, energy efficiency, indoor air quality, and all will be focused, because all of these 3 elements are automated based. It's like sensor based and integrated circuit based, enablement. So we can say IoT based, sensor based building automation. That is nothing but smart building. So they primarily focuses on water efficiency, energy efficiency, and indoor air quality. So normally, indoor air quality with respect to a smart building means, so the CO2 sensors will be there, so that based on the occupant numbers, so it would allow the fresh air to come into the spaces. So if there are more number of people, it would allow more amount of fresh air inlet. So if there is very less number of people, some say 2 or 3 people only is there in inside a large area, so it would be sufficiently control the inlet of fresh air. So that's why smart building focuses only on these 3 elements. So that's not focusing on natural resources and generating less amount of waste. So that is none of the business for smart building. Similarly, if you go for net zero energy building, again the operational phases only will be the highlighted area. So like water efficiency and energy efficiency. In net zero energy, if you say, there is no relevance with the indoor air quality and the occupant well-being. So net zero energy focuses on only water and energy. But if you say in the other hand, green building focuses on all these scenarios. So I hope now you can able to understand the key differences between these different typologies, building typologies, because colloquially we interchangeably use these terms here and there. So we assume, okay, green building in a higher sense is also a smart building. No, it doesn't. Green building have a defined criteria and a mandatory criteria. So if there is no focuses on uh, conservation of natural resources within the building, then it cannot be called as green building. No, sir, out of 5, 4 is there now. No, all the 5 should get the focus. So if you take any green building rating system, they focuses on all those things. So anyhow, we are offering the certification based on how much amount of marks the building scores under each parameter. So silver, gold, platinum certifications and all being given, but still in all the parameters there would be some minimum and required mandatory things would be there. So green building focuses on all these things, right? So that's the very key difference. So that's what green building and all. I hope now you would understand what is a green building, what is not, right? So now we shall move into the regame of IGBC. So IGBC, Indian Green Building Council. So from the name we can understand, is there any other green building council is there with respect to other countries? Yes. It is only the Green Building Council of India. Similarly, we have green building councils of Singapore, Dubai, like UAE, Malaysia, for the entire Europe, for the entire America, Australia. 180 plus green building councils are there around the world. So it's a big picture now. So IGBC, if you see, it is just about only one country. So now, if you don't know the big picture, you cannot able to precisely place yourself, in this green movement. So for that, we shall go somehow, broader sense, right? So let us talk about when the sustainability becomes the talk of the town. So if you go back in the timeline, this is it, right? So from 1968, it all started, we can say 1968. So how many years, you please calculate yourself. So very first moment of realization, environmental realization happened. So from what it happened, tragedy of commons. So that was nothing but an essay written by a woman, Garrett Hardin. So she was mentioning about how the industrial pollution of ponds and rivers would affect humans, right? So she wrote some simple essay, scientific essay about how industrial pollution affects the food chain. So that if the water bodies are getting affected, through that the waterborne beings are affected, like fishes are getting affected. So fishes is being eaten by the local community. So from them the pollution has been transferred. So this particular concept only she wrote for the very first time, and from that onwards people started worrying about. I don't know exactly who she was, because her essay was so powerful at that time and it became very famous, and it urged many of the decision makers to think about the environment. So we can understand that before that 1968, people were highly focusing on production and manufacturing of goods, like industrial revolutions, we could say. So where's that top number is, I have written 1700 to 1850, 1850 to 1970, 19. So what these four span of years indicates? Anyone can answer? What these span of years indicates? Anyone can able to get it? Why not 3? Why not 5? Why it is being mentioned 4 different span of years? So it is actually indicating industrial revolutions period, time period. So from the very first revolution, second, third, and final, we are in the fourth. It's not final, in the fourth. Actually, people are talking about industry 5.0 is happening parallel with the industry 4.0, right? Because of sudden booming of AI and generative AI, all those things. So because of those industrial revolutions, people started manufacturing, rigorously, and at the end of second industrial revolution only, people started realizing its consequence. So since then, they were simply, acquiring materials from all over the world. They transported it, they, processed it, they generated a lot of waste, they just dumped it, and they were keep on producing goods and things, over some, around 150 years. After that 150 years only, they started realizing the payback of environment. So it is directly started affecting the human food chain. So 1968, the essay came and people started worrying. So in 1972, very first United Nations Conference for Environmental Concerns happened in Stockholm, right? Very important event. Then in 1980, so throughout in that conference, people might have discussed and coming up with some assurance, right? So we would not do that, we would not do that like that. So in 1980, people started introducing Human Development Index. So that becomes as a indicator for ecological footprint, like for doing something, how much environment is being compromised. So that is started being quantified clearly with the name of ecological footprint. So now we are talking about carbon footprint colloquially, right? Just like that. So that was the very first origin point of this carbon footprint of today, ecological footprint in 1980. So in 1987, so very first time, and the term sustainability has been coined. So where it was? So it was a Brundtland report. So our common future. That was the title of the book, the report. So written by or compiled by Brundtland, that's the name of the chief of a committee, right? So World Commission on Environment and Development. It's also again, she is a woman, right? It was being released by a woman philanthropist, we can say. So Brundtland report, she mentioned the first time the word sustainability. So from then people started using that term to direct about environmental concerns. So in 2000, people framed millennium development goals, we can say MDGs. Then that millennium development goals spanned for 15 years. So at the end of that first millennium development goals, they redeveloped the number of goals, so that they re-released them as a much broader and much scopeful goals as sustainable development goals, SDGs. Some 17 goals are there. We might have come across those things recently. So from 2015 till 2030, we are in the phase of achieving sustainable development goals. So this is the timeline of or evolution of sustainability concept. So now this is, for the sustainability, what about green building evolution? So in between these number of years, the concept of green building should have been emerged, right? So let us see how the green building movement happened global to local. So this is the year 1993. So where 1993 happened with sustainability? So it is just after that Brundtland report released 1987. Some 6 years period, people have developed the requirement for green buildings. So who developed first? Obviously, from the United States. So they formed United States Green Building Council. So we can say among the very first green building councils of the global scales, right? So they started releasing notes, newsletters, guidelines, reports, and all those things eventually. So then the growing countries are developing countries, we are still developing since some 20 plus years. So we started adapting. So okay, let's have our own green building council. So we had our green building council in 2001. So we can understand the time difference between the very first initiative of United States, 1993, and 2001. So how many number of years are there? 8 years. So still we can say these 8 years are the gap between whatever the technology hits the market and it reaches the India. So it hits the market in US in 1 year, and it takes some 7+ years to reach India. So that's the technological gap. So obviously in 2002, World Green Building Council has been founded by founding members Australia, Brazil, Canada, India, Japan, Mexico, Spain, and USA. So by these names, we can understand. So we are one among the earlier adopters of green building concepts. So along with the US initiatives, we along with Australia, Brazil, Canada, Japan, and Mexico and Spain. So we all together formed World Green Building Council, and eventually, it started spreading the awareness and trying to changing the landscape of green building, spreading in Indian landscapes. So in 2003, we can say only 20,000 square feet of green building was there in India. That 20,000 square feet was nothing but almost that the headquarters of Green Building Council, Indian Green Building Council. So in 2004, the very first platinum certified green building of India was inaugurated. That is nothing but CII Sorabji Green Business Center, which is located at Hyderabad. Right. So that is nothing but the head office of IGBC. So now we can say what is CII? Something is getting added. So we are seeing IGBC. Okay, what is CII? We will see. So as of now, 2023, we are having 11,300 projects with 10.27 billion square foot of green built up area in India. So that is the last year data. It has to be updated still. So if you go and check IGBC website, we may have an updated data. So this is it. So this is how the term sustainability affected the term green building, which means sustainability triggered the pathway for green building, we can say, right? So this is it. Now this is the big picture from the global level to the local level. Meantime, from the 1993 till now, similarly, like how we inaugurated our own green building council, lot of other countries obviously inaugurated their own green building councils. Today, 180 plus green building councils are there as a part of different world countries. So, IGBC, the background we can say, this is again very much important because we are going to get professional accreditation from them only. So we should know who they are, right? We may think IGBC is a government body, so, right? Somebody may think it's a private, somebody may think it's a government or partial government. So we should know about who they are. So the journey began in 1895 when some five engineering companies, small five engineering, 1895, you should understand. So it's prior to independence. So five engineering companies, all members of Bengal Chamber of Commerce and Industry. So they joined hands to form Engineering and Iron Trades Association, EITA. So in 1895. So where they began at Bengal, West Bengal. So some engineering companies and their heads. So that that association grew up over the time period into Indian Engineering Association, including more other engineering based manufacturers and industrialists, and it became Engineering Association of India in 1942. Obviously in next 5 years we got independence and it became Association of Indian Engineering Industry. Over the growing, over the period, over the development, the number of industries becoming a member under this association is getting more and more. That's what you should understand, right? So starting from one part of India, West Bengal, and it is continuously growing across the country. So then in 1974 it became Association of Indian Engineering Industry, and finally in 1986 Confederation of Engineering Industry it became, and finally in 1992 it is being as Confederation of Indian Industry, which means all the industrial operations are being managed and monitored and guided. We can say all these terms by this CII only. Is it a government body? No, it is a non-governmental federation, confederation. So it's like if you go to any manufacturing factory, people would say some union for the laborers, right? Similarly, this is nothing but CII is nothing but union of all the industries in India, we can say. So all the industries means across all the sector. So CII has lot of center of excellences which is spanning across India. So starting in 1895, now it is being having 10 plus center of excellences which is focusing on different elements of industries and doing the guidelines and preaching the best practices, across different manufacturing sectors. So we can say logistics, we can say Institute of Quality in Bangalore, then COE for sustainability in Delhi, competitiveness for small medium enterprises, and Godrej COE for COE means Center of Excellence. So manufacturing in Mumbai, then Saroji COE in Hyderabad, then Suresh. So based on the very prominent members and their respective industry belongings, so they named the COE accordingly. So Triveni Water Institute, Gurugram, then FACE in New Delhi, then recently they added one of the emerging center for innovation and entrepreneurship and startups. So all these center of excellences are controlled by CII. So where our IGBC comes under, it is under Hyderabad, Sarojji Center of Excellences. So there they are having Godrej Green Business Center, GGBC, Hyderabad. Under this Green Business Center, they are focusing on different aspects: energy efficiency, green buildings, renewable energy, green company, green product, and green technology center. So one of the center is green buildings, and that is nothing but IGBC. So in all other sub parts of Green Business Center also people are doing the works towards the sustainability, but in respect to different arenas. So for example, Green Pro is nothing but a certification body. So green product, green labeling body of India, one of the green labeling body of India. So if you produce any product and you feel it is highly sustainable, you can go and approach them. You can follow their procedure and you can get their label so that you can officially sell your product as a green product. Whether it is a paint, you can have any kind of product, right? You can go and check their website. So this is it. This is CII and Green Business Center, and our IGBC is part of that Hyderabad Center of Excellence. So this is the brief. So since 2001, the IGBC has been started, and these many projects are happening or completed right now across India. So based on this number, we can understand where we are having more demand for the professionals. So where we can say we start with Tamil Nadu 721, Maharashtra it's 2519, so very big number. Then in Uttar Pradesh 1932, then in Haryana, then Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, obviously Karnataka is again more in number 824. So these places are being, most happening places for green buildings. So if you see green building consultants in India, some 100 plus 200 plus consultants are there. We're starting from having some 5 employees to 10 employees and to some 100 plus employees. 100 and 200 and green building consultants are there in India, so serving across the India. So for example, we at Innovel, we are serving across India as well as we are serving for Bangladesh also, and we have experience with respect to some Gulf countries also. Gulf countries means Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates. And obviously, we have some, very limited experience with Australia also. So it doesn't mean that how big the company is or how small the company is. So with respect to the green building consulting, we can have clients, across the places. So we don't need, like, if I have the office in Chennai, I should have the client only in Chennai. No, you can serve the client from Maharashtra also by being in Chennai. The only thing is you may need to go there and do the site visit and come back to your office and do the rest of the work, right? So what are the green rating systems are there by IGBC? So they are offering for residential, commercial, industrial, and for green built environment like larger spaces and net zero and other building typologies. So very basically we can say green buildings, like it's like green homes. So that's the very basic and very popular rating systems, commercial and industrial also. So you can understand what are all the buildings can have the green building tag. Almost all buildings can have, even including railway station, bus stands, villages, metro rails, and townships, hill habitat like resorts in hilly regions, right? So they can have green building tag. And green temples are also there, where it is temples worships. Other building typologies, we can say we can have schools, college campuses, interiors. Interiors means only for the interior they would provide the green building tag. So that's what the rating programs are different, right? And green places of worships. So if you have any known green temples, you please put it in the chat box. So I know one of the green college campus in Chennai, SSN College of Engineering. So they are the very first green campus in Tamil Nadu who got certified by the IGBC, right? So likewise, we can have different buildings with respect to different rating systems. So why building project should adopt IGBC rating system in India? Why? So what's the hurry or what's the benefit? So it's like both central government and state government agencies are offering different benefits, for the tagline of green rated building. So for example, the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change offers fast track environmental clearance for green building projects, which are pre-certified or provisionally certified. So, sir, normally environmental clearance EIA is happening before the construction of the building, right? Before the construction of the building, how we can have a green building certificate? Yes, we can have with respect to our design itself. So that is called pre-certification or provisionally certified, right? So in IGBC as well as LEED international standard also we can have pre-certification. So with respect to the documents itself, if you are incorporate all the green elements and submit it and get it green certified, and by seeing that the ministry will offer you fast track processing. So that's the benefit. So with respect to Tamil Nadu government, we have two different benefits. As per TN Industrial Policies 2021, 25% subsidy on the cost of setting up of environmental protection infrastructure. So if you are green certified, so government will provide you 25% of cost for environmental protection infrastructure, which is nothing but we can get to know in ISO, 14,000 and all those numbers. So environmental management concepts. So for there, we would need to control about air quality, sound, and water quality in and around our site of operation. So for that, the government is ready to provide 25% of amount. So for the maximum of 1 crore, they will provide. So and then another scheme, TN Data Center Policy 2021 offers data center units undertaking green and sustainable initiatives, 25% again subsidy for maximum of 5 crore. So we can understand data center. So I hope you know what is mean by data center, right? So it's like stacked up or piled up data servers inside a huge rooms, continuously running 24/7, consuming power and releasing heat and hot airs, right? So that is nothing but data centers. So which is being governed by all the social media apps that we use. So for WhatsApp, Facebook, and all those things, there would be different data centers across the world will be there. So they are the most energy consuming buildings, right? Because they have to be active for 24 hours, 24/7, 365 days continuously without any break. So if there is any break, tomorrow there will be a headline. So there was some 5 minutes lag or 30 minutes shutdown of Instagram across the globe like that. So that would be, different scenario. So for that data center, if you are go for green certification, you are eligible for 25% of subsidy up to the maximum of 5 crores. This is up to Tamil Nadu government. Similarly, we have similar offerings from government of Punjab, West Bengal, Uttar Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, and other similar states as well. So not all the states of India is offering benefits for the green certification. Only these mentioning states, and people are started considering this green certification as very much important, right? So what is that green rating process governed by IGBC? So we can have three different phases. First thing is you have to register your project in IGBC website. Then you can go for pre-certification with respect to your, what to say, design concepts alone, right? Then based on the submission, IGBC will use third party assessment, which means IGBC member will not come and visit. So they use another consultant. That's called a third party assessment. So they would do some evaluation, credit based evaluation based on relevant IGBC rating system. So if you are applied for a residential building, they will use the residential framework. If you are applied for some green temple, they will refer that respective rating system. So then based on the evaluation, then in the final awarding of credits and finally green building rating will be provided. Two final things will be there. Once the final rating is being given, the applicant may accept it as it is. Okay, we are giving only 4 star. We can't give 5 stars. Okay, sir, please give. That is finished, accepted. If the applicant feels, no, sir, we are eligible for 5 stars, we have worked for that. You have made some, misinterpretations of credits. So please re-evaluate it. We can also appeal against the rating system's final decision. So once we go for appealing, again our data and submissions and all the site visits will be done once again by another third party assessor. So again, they will do the site visiting, and based on credit based evaluation, they will report the final credit rating, which may be the same or an improved version of the existing rating. So this is the entire process of IGBC green rating process. So here, where is the accredited professional plays the role, whether in the during of registration or during the pre-certification or during the evaluation or during some final, appealing, where the green professionals will place the role? The answer is throughout the process, the green professionals will be there. So the concept is IGBC have made some definite frameworks and they expect all the people involved in the rating process or in that certified project should be aware about the green building concepts, so that there will be no misunderstanding or there will be no ignorance will be there in the entire process. So what they are encouraging, the registration, that project, construction project, for example, G+10, there is a office building is being constructed. So for that G+10, somebody wants to get the green building certification. So where the owner will go? So the owner will go to the consultant. So the structural consultant construction, that is a different. For green building, they will go to a green building consultant. For example, we can say our own company, Innovel. Someone comes to us. So what we will do, we will get the basic details from the clients and we will do the registration on behalf of the client. And we will allocate some members of our sustainability team to follow up that particular project. For example, the project name is ABCD, right? So for the project ABCD, Innovel will allocate one team of some 5 members or 4 members. So in that team of 5 members or 4 members, what IGBC expects, at least one member should be an accredited professional, so that that one member will understand the importance of different credits and the concepts of different parameters in the whole green building concept, so that he will be or she will be aiding as a catalyst in this green rating process. So now I hope you understand, right? So this is how the green accredited professional are playing the role in a team. For a single project, at least one accredited professional should be a part of it. So how they will evaluate, sir? For example, if you are becoming an IGBC accredited professional, your name, your details will be stored in their IGBC database. In their website, they will be having as a open resource. We will go and see that, as during our course of time. So they can verify. If you are saying, sir, Manigandan in our team is an accredited professional, IGBC accredited professional, if you mention and submit the project, means IGBC will verify that particular Manigandan is there or not in their database. So that's how they will cross verify it. That's all. So this is how the concept works. So for every single team, at least one accredited professional should be there. On other words, we can say for every project, right? For example, sir, for G+10, so we want to get certified only for G+5, sir. For the remaining 5 floors, we may get in later stage. Okay, that's also fine. So initially, if you want to go for G+5 only for green building certification, that is will be considered as one project, separate project. And the remaining 5 floors, if you go some after 6 months or 1 year, that will be considered as a separate new project. So that is how the things work. For every project, at least one person should be there. Same person can be there. Yes, obviously, if the client comes to us again, our same team will be allocated, or different team may be allocated, and a different Manigandan will be acting as the accredited professional, right? So this is how the things works. I hope this is kind of clear and uh, so IGBC's accredited resources are there to support the green building industry needs. The entire process, they are the catalyst. So what are the different types of accredited professionals? Two, we can say IGBC AP, IGBC AP Associate. So IGBC AP is meant for professionals with at least 2 years experience, considers like kind of seniors, and IGBC AP Associate for students and freshers with zero experience. Sir, what about IGBC Accredited Faculty, sir, for academicians? Actually, IGBC AP Associate, the same exam, if it is written by a student and he is clearing it, he will be certified as IGBC AP Associate. The same exam, if it is attempted by a faculty member and he or she clears it, she or he will be certified as IGBC Accredited Faculty. So IGBC AP is different. IGBC AP Associate or accredited faculty is different, right? Two sets are there. What is the concept of exams or syllabus? It is same concept. We may say that IGBC AP exam may have kind of difficulty level some 0.5 degree higher than IGBC AP associate. That's all. 1 degree or 0.5 degree higher. That's all. Difficulty of examination. That's it. The difficulty of questions. We will see how it will be, right? So both exams can be obtained through online exams, especially with IGBC AP. We can do it online. Any individual with the 2 years experience, they can do. For example, sir, 2 years experience, it is industry experience or any experience, sir? It is like 2 years of professional experience. That's all. You can be anywhere. Sir, I was in some material purchase, sir, quality and material service purchase division, sir, 2 years. Can I attend IGBC AP exam? Yes, you can attend. So that is nothing specific with respect to those 2 years experience, right? And AP associate is meant for final year students. Earlier they allowed pre-final year students also. Now they are restricted with final year students. So what are the departments? Any department can attend, obviously, but still this concepts, this area is specifically focusing for civil, mechanical, electrical, and architecture. It's like electrical in the sense triple E, civil, triple E, mechanical, and architecture students are highly scopeful to attend IGBC AP associate during their college time itself, so that they can get graduated with the green credentials and they can immediately join in any company as a fresher. So once they get some number of experience, they can go for IGBC AP again. That's all, right? So that IGBC AP associate exam can be obtained through institution and IGBC collaboration and subsequent online exam, which means for IGBC AP associate, you cannot directly go and register and write the exam like IGBC AP. So your college should make MOU with IGBC student chapter, and through that collaboration, you can contact them, or your entire college can contact them, and through that they will offer some basic training at your campus through your faculty, and they will let you to pay the exam fees and write the exam. That's how it works, right? So the third slice, the core of the webinar, the exam and format. So IGBC Accredited Professional, IGBC AP, we can say for 2 years experienced person. So what is the fees? Very important, 5,000 plus GST. And rupees 500 additional for rescheduling, which means this exam happens every month, first and third Saturday, 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. This is fixed. There is no confusion. There is no worry. Every month online. So you can write it from your home. So for example, first Saturday, third Saturday, this month both has gone. So next month for July first Saturday, if you are registering means you have to pay 5,000 plus GST, 18% GST, right? So you pay and schedule that first week, first Saturday of July, and they will follow up and they will send you the information and guidelines, all those things. So how to behave, how not to behave during the exam, so all those consequences, everything they would send through mail. In case last moment, if you want to reschedule, sir, on that first Saturday, I got another commitment, I cannot write. I want to reschedule means you got to pay additional 500. That is what additional rescheduling, right? So that's it for IGBC AP exam. So online proctored exam. So what about the mark? So that is very important, right? 110 multiple choice questions will be there. Each carries 1 mark. 90 minutes exam, which means 1.5 hours. So what is the pass mark? 85 by 110 has to be taken. 85, solid 85. No negative marking, right? So the exam structure will be following these 4 sections, 1 to 4. Section 1 would focus on green building design and construction, and section 2 will focus on building standards and codes, and section 3 will be IGBC resources and processes, how IGBC functions, that itself, being as a section, because you are going to be a catalyst tomorrow, right, with the IGBC AP credit. So you should know about how they function. And finally, section 4 will be talking about green design strategies and impacts, right? So one common question or worry will be there. Will be there any calculator we have to use? Like a problem or numerical sum will be there? No use of calculator, only theory. Even though some concepts come with some numbers and numerical values, in exam there will be no such question. Only theoretical aspects will be asked, right? So understand, out of 110 you should score 85, right? Sir, if I write exam on first Saturday, when the result will be released? The moment you click the submit button, immediately the result will be displayed in your monitor. That's the beauty of the exam, right? So you don't need to wait for even some 1 hour or half an hour. Immediately they will display the score. Out of 110, how much mark you scored. That's all. The mail will come, and within 1 day they will officially declare your score. Within 2 days or 3 days they will send you the soft copy of the certificate, and within 1 week or 2 weeks, depending upon your location in India, they will send you the hard copy of the certificate also, right? They are also doing it. I don't know why they are sending hard copy unnecessarily, right? By being a green building and green and all, they are sending hard copies, right? So that's the process. So section
Voice
1
is breaking, sir.
yes, what?
Your voice is breaking, sir. I missed that actually. You are saying about the
Yes,
things,
please.
right?
Actually, your voice is breaking. No, you please text in the chat box. Your voice is breaking. I will answer. Right. So section 1 will focus on green building design and construction. This is a sample question. So this section comprises of 50 questions. So oil grid separators are installed to do what? So 4 different options are there. So I would like to say that, yes, a fun fact about this particular exam. So we are saying that it comprises of 110 multiple choice questions, right? Out of that 110 multiple choice questions, I am damn sure 10 to 15 questions will be repeated. Yes, you are right. 10 to 15 questions will be repeated, but in a different sense. The same question will be there in different scenarios. That's all, right? So ultimate objective of this exam is you should be able to understand the best option for the given condition. That's all, right? So for the example, this particular question, oil grid separator, to filter oil in stormwater runoff, to capture stormwater runoff, to recover oil spilling at site, to mix oil with stormwater. So you may seem, it may seem option A and option C may be the correct answer. This is how the question will be, right? The same question will be repeated in a different manner, right? So that's what I want to surely say. So this particular exam, no matter IGBC AP or even lead AP, this would be the nature of the exam, right? So the questions will test your basic understanding of the concepts. That's all, nothing else. So if you are simply memorizing, you may not be able to pass the exam. So you should be able to understand why it is what it is. That's all. If you more focus on why component, you can clearly pass the exam in the very first attempt itself. The next section will be about building standards and codes. So energy conservation building code ECBC is applicable for building for with amount of connected load 100 kilowatt or greater, lesser than 500 kilowatt. So that's the very basic stuff, right? And this is how it will be standards and codes. Mostly, if you see the entire concepts, how many code books will be there? Some 7 or 8 codes will be there. That's all. So if you write the code one, the name ECBC is meant for what? That's all. And any specific code number will be there. Like in civil engineering, we may have IS 456, IS 510, some lot of codes we might have come across, right? Similarly, in this concept, maximum some 8 codes will be there. That's all. The 8 codes, if you remember these questions, you can complete. Only 15 questions will be there. You can surely complete all the 15 questions. Then IGBC process itself. So if a credit point has been denied for a project and the project team feels they have complied with the credit requirement, the project team can do what? They can actually appeal for the review. So that's the actual answer, right? So this is only again 15 questions. For example, for getting IGBC platinum, how many marks the project should score? That's also one of a question. Right? This and all you will study, right? I will say where you should study from. So green design strategies and impacts, section 4. This is the again another sample question. So this section would comprises of 30 questions. So if you see section 3 and 2, 15, 15 small areas, you can easily get these 15 questions and 15 questions. So section 1 and section 4 will be enormous. So 30 questions and 50 questions. So you can say some 5 questions or 7 questions will be repeated in this segment, and in the fourth segment again some 5 to 7 questions will be repeated, which means you started feeling confusing about at one point. So you should read the concept very well. That's all, right? Then IGBC AP Associate Exam. This is for students and faculty members. This also online proctored exam. This happens every month, first Saturday, third Saturday in the afternoon, right? Actually, it's 3 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. Morning session it's for IGBC AP. Afternoon session is for IGBC AP Associate and Accredited Faculty. So you can write this exam as a complement by attending an online course of 7,500 rupees, or if you go through your institution collaboration, you have to pay 3,000. Right? That's the difference. And anyone can, any faculty obviously can attend this exam based on their interest. But still, civil, mechanical, electrical, and architecture faculty have more scope towards it, right? Again, the same stuff. 90 minutes, 110 questions, each 1 mark, no negative mark, 80. Same thing. But how we can differentiate these two exams? IGBC AP Associate exam would be somehow simpler regarding the difficulty level comparing to IGBC AP exam. That's all. Nothing else. You don't need to confuse. Same syllabus, same concepts, everything is same. Difficulty level may be kindly vary between these two exams, right? So this is how the online training program intimation would look like from IGBC. You can follow them in LinkedIn so that you don't miss any opportunity, such something like this. So you can understand, at the bottom, uh, they may give like, at the bottom they mentioned includes training fees and single attempt of IGBC AP exam. So it's like you just attend this course, and at the end of the course, you would understand what is to, what is to learn, and what is to be understood. So immediately from the next first Saturday or third Saturday, you slot the exam and you get clear it. So that's how it works, right? So IGBC AP, whether it is mandatory to attend this online training? No, it's not mandatory, right? That's you just be clear. IGBC AP exam, you don't need to attend any training. You can learn on yourself, or you can use this kind of training program offerings from IGBC also, right? So some people would be good at self reading, self learning. Some people, no, someone has to teach me, like that. So you can use this. And this is for students and freshers. Similarly, they would mention very clearly here. They would mention complement IGBC AP associate exam, like that. So based on this notification, people can follow accordingly, right? Then other online resources from our beloved competitor Conserve Solutions, they are offering online course and book materials. You can go and search them. And in Udemy, you can go and find IGBC AP and get numerous number of results for the exam preparation. I don't know the credibility of these Udemy courses because I have never attempted, but still these and all are there in the website. You can pursue if you wish. And from the own IGBC itself, they have published a book, Introduction to Green Buildings and Green Built Environment. And this book stands as a textbook reference for the IGBC AP exam. So whatever the material third party is being getting ready, this is the basic, the first hand release of IGBC itself. So what is the cost of this book? 600 rupees. 600 rupees, but still it will very thin, right? So very limited number of pages, with average writing and and segmentation of the chapters, but still it's a good stuff to read. This will be available in Amazon. So my way of clearing IGBC AP and associate in the very first attempt. So what I did was that course I attended first, because I didn't know anything. I was blank. I was nothing relevant to the green building concepts. But I had interest. That's all. So I wanted to attend those course. But uh, what I can say is attending that course may make you uh, uh, more worried about the exam because they would teach all the technical stuff like calculation of different concepts and everything. So you may think like all these calculations whether I should remember or something like that, you may think. But in the exam, no numerical question should be asked. I didn't know at that time, right? So I attended the course. So I became somehow familiar to the concept. If you I have seen people in industries, those who are actually working in green building projects without having the accredited professionalship, right? So they may already understood the concept. So for them, attending the course might not be necessary, right? So what else they can do is they can download 146 pages of IGBC Green Building Rating System Manual, which is openly available in IGBC website itself. So that is the basic thing, right? Basic green building, new building system. So in that rating manual, they would have listed all the criteria. So why this criteria is important, what this criteria will result as a impact. So these two concepts for the entire criteria, if you read and remember, that is more than enough for clearing the exam in the very first attempt, right? So that is for free of cost in IGBC website. You can go and download this, right? So, but the thing is, these and all are self self taught. So you have to learn on yourself. That's the difficulty here. So if you want to teach or if you want to coach, you can go and search for the respective sources. The final slice beyond employment with IGBC AP and beyond. So triple E have the scope of daylight simulation, building energy simulation, energy efficient electrical appliances, and energy auditing. Civil, site selection and preservation, material selection, sustainability assessment, overall green building project management and documentation. Mechanical, again, daylight simulation, thermal efficient facades design, MEP design, HVAC design, and energy design, right? And these are the very few market players in the green building projects, right? We are also there. And sample recruitment notice, you can say. So at the every sustainability analyst, green building analyst or green building consultant, you can able to see at the bottom lead AP or IGBC AP are preferable. So which means certified professionals are the basic requirement. It's like a basic license for you to enter into the green building domain or green building industry, we can say. So this is one among our own job notice. At the bottom, you can see lead GA, AP, IGBC AP is preferred. And this is from IGBC itself. So they are also inviting applications for various postings. So you have to go to Hyderabad for attending their interview process. Obviously, they will ask for IGBC AP. Where is IGBC AP, like that, right? So beyond IGBC AP, what else are there? Griha CP certified professional, lead green associate, lead accredited professional, well accredited professional, edge expert. So many things are there. Understand one thing, IGBC AP is like very, very basic license to enter into your green building sector. What is the validity of the certification, sir? Whether we have to renew or we have to do the exam again? No. IGBC AP as of now, once you get clear, it's a lifetime settlement. But if you take lead and well and others professional certificates, that's a validity period, 2 years, 5 years, like that. So you got to do some continuous learning and you got to pay again to renew the exam, that uh, credential. So IGBC AP, one time if you clear, that's all enough. So I hope these outcomes have been achieved. So if there is any question, please make your question right now. Lokesh, any questions in the chat box?
Sir, yes, sir. Only one question, sir.
Yes, please.
How to proceed with the MOU? One people asked, sir.
College, I think, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How to proceed?
Actually, IGBC website itself, you can able to see green education program. So there will be a tab, green education program. Under that, you can have some mail ID. And to that mail ID, if you send, sir, so and so from this college want to have IGBC students after in our college, and the respective person, based on the location, if it's a Tamil Nadu, one person will contact. If it's Karnataka and some other state, a respective regional coordinators will contact you. So the cost of availing IGBC student chapter is 1,200 per year. That's all. Very, very cheap purchase from your college, but very potential association. Very, very huge association. So that is very simple. 1,200 rupees you can spend for any college with zero budget. Also, you can spend 1,200 per year. So they would directly contact you. They would directly connect with you, and you will have privileges to attend their high-end webinars freely from directly from your college through online. So more facilities and benefits will be there once you get IGBC students chapter at your college. And it's not only focused on one department, electrical, mechanical, and civil. Three department students will get benefited. So obviously, it is affordable. Any other question? One person in between, someone asked something.
Sir, no, sir. Same person also asking another
Okay.
question. Please explain the benefits for IGBC AP and the AP associate.
It's not benefits. It's not some specific benefits. You should understand these credentials are your basic license. to enter into green building industry. So you may be a BE graduate, you may be BSc graduate, no matter what degree you have completed. You can come learn these things, and if you are having this credential, you can enter into green building industry. That's all. Because uh, the concepts are very basic, right? So we might have studied these things in our schoolings itself, environmental science, all those things. That's what green building is, purely say, right? But some technical manners will be there. That's all. So anyone can come and being a part of a green building project. So what they expect is no issues if you are coming from BSc Physics, I don't mind, but you should know something about it, right? So for that, they have this the scaling. Okay, you are IGBC Accredited Professional. Okay, now I accept or I am satisfied that no matter which degree you belong, you can contribute to my common goal. That's all. So it's like it's not additional benefit. It is a basic license. For example, if your student at the final year gets IGBC AP Associate, he can proudly showcase their resume. Sir, I am IGBC AP Associate, so that they can immediately have a joining possibility in any consultant. So that's like a visiting card, right? So that's the thing. So IGBCAP is just one of the lot of green credentials out there. So as I say, in India, not all the buildings are focusing on IGBC certification. In India, also people are focusing on LEED certification, which is international standard. So for being a part of international project, the LEED certification project, you should become a LEED accredited professional. Same concept, but from the perspective of America, right? So the same basics, site selection, water efficiency, energy, material, indoor air quality, and all those things. But they have a different format of exam, a different concept of questions, and all those things. We are planning to offer another webinar on lead AP also. So we can, if you are interested, you can join in that also. Because I have cleared lead green associate so far, and I am preparing for lead AP so that we can learn together and we can crack the exam. So there is no additional benefit. It's not mean that it is a basic license. That's it, right? Any other question?
No, sir.
Yes, you please share the feedback link in the chat box, Lokesh.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so all the participants are requested to submit your feedback, right? The link has been posted in our chat box. Please submit the feedback. So in the feedback, if you want any detailed workshop or full day workshop for this IGBC AP, we are ready to offer. Actually, we are planning to do, but uh, uh, we want to know the demand. We want to know the opinion from the participants and people. So we are hesitating to offer such a long time technical workshop. So we started with this idea. Okay, let's start with some initial stuff like this. So next month we may offer detailed workshop on IGBC AP or similar workshop for lead AP or lead GA, right? So please fill your feedback and share your comments and opinions, and about your requirements also. For what else exam you want such webinars also you can mention. I hope I have shared whatever the relevant and required things for the sake of this exam. I hope. So I hope this webinar would be very much helpful for your initial endeavors in green building sector, right? So I hope people are doing the feedback. Actually, how to access the chat box, Lokesh? எங்க இருக்குது? இந்த இருக்கா?
On the top, sir.
Okay, fine. So fine. So I request again people to complete feedback before leaving. And you can follow Innovel page from LinkedIn. So for continuous updates on sustainability and low carbon strategies, and you can stay connected. And for attending or for knowing about our free and paid webinars in the future, you please stay connected with our LinkedIn page. So we decided to make it as a paid so that the exact number of people would join without any much disturbances and all. So I feel it's some 10 people have attended, and I feel very satisfied regarding this, because if we offer this as free webinar, 50-60 people would come, but none of them would be stayed and listened to it completely. So it's like diluted concept. Yes. So the feedback link will be shared to your mail as well. So please share your feedback, and from our mailing, you can contact us for any other technical support regarding the exam point of view, or regarding any sustainability consulting point of view also, you can contact. I am 42 now and planning to go for IGBC. Will there be a good opening? So I would like to mention that in our brochure, we mentioned what is the projected green jobs, in the upcoming years. So it is like millions of green jobs are going to open, right, in upcoming years. So no matter how old are you, you can go and get some green building or green professional accreditation, right? Right. So it won't be any mistake, or it won't be any waste of time. So you will have your performance. No matter you are a faculty or already an industry professional in some other industry and want to shift, no issues. You can go for it. So for the instance, if you take myself, I have been in academics for 8+ years, right? So in 2021 only I came to know about IGBC itself. So I am like some 3 years old kid in this green building scenario. So I got IGBC AP Associate first, then I got a IGBC Accredited Faculty. Same exam I got two certifications. So I decided to go for